Welcome to Entrepreneurs in Mississippi. I'm Perry Parker. I'm here with James Wilcox. We're on the campus of University of Southern Mississippi. James Wilcox is an instructor with the College of Business and Economic Development. Didn't know they'd added economic development because I am a graduate of the University of Southern Mississippi College of Business many years ago in the 80s, and I'm very happy to be back on campus at USM. Look, when people talk about Mississippi and growth of Mississippi, economic development, doing a lot of things, there's a lot of work being done, but then people go, oh, but there's education. So you were at the, you're involved in both. Tell me what you're doing on a day-to-day business, your current class, and then maybe we'll get into some of your students and what you see happening.
Okay, so currently I run our Center for Economic and Entrepreneurship Education, and it's housed in the College of Business. And my work it can be divided into really two fields, which is teacher preparation. So I work with teacher education across the state, and entrepreneurship, economics, and financial literacy. The teacher preparation is professional development. On the other side of what my office focuses on is youth. And youth development, youth engagement, leadership development, and the focus of that is on entrepreneurship education. So we work with roughly 500 to 700 high school students across the state every year. They go through our series of trainings and Shark Tank type competitions, and we do this regionally, statewide, and virtually with students, just to expose them not only to the world of entrepreneurship, but to really bring awareness to the opportunities that they've missed in the state of Mississippi, where they feel like opportunities don't exist at all.
And presumably, if you're talking about that many students, a lot of these kids don't know that they could possibly own a business.
No, that's absolutely right. Yeah, for most students, if you have the conversation, what does it take or what does it cost to start a business, the typical response is going to be in the tens of thousands of dollars. And what high school student in Mississippi has that kind of reserve that they can just pull from?
Sure, nobody.
No, exactly. So for them, they've already priced themselves out of the market. It's not even an option for them mentally. So that's one of the challenges that we tackle early on in the process is revealing to them, most of the time through case studies of students that have come before them, of what can you do? Even if your technology access is a flip phone, what can you do with what you already have access to? And that's part of the beauty of the program is we're not trying to bring in a lot of external resources. We're showing them how to view what they already have in a different light.
It starts very basic. It starts with balancing a checkbook, probably somewhere. I mean,
so it could. Where we typically center back around with our conversation starter is opportunity recognition, and what we refer to in economic development as asset mapping. So.
I have no idea what that means.
It's completely fine. So just for an example, so asset mapping, we had a student from the coast, Brandon, who wanted to assist local rap artists in creating promo videos. And this is where the flip phone comes in. Mm-hmm. That was his resource. That was the only technology he had access to was a flip phone.
Yeah.
And so he had some things at school, et cetera, but using a flip phone, he started recording rap videos with local artists, but he got good enough at the art that he was able to start investing in a better equipment.
Personal aside, it's fun for me to be here. I spend a lot of time with old people, old dudes, and that's great. I'm one of them, and there's no problem with that. And a lot of business experience. I love to hear those stories, but you also need to hear the stories of Brandon and Alex that you're talking about, and just getting across that businesses can be started with zero, with $50. Look, it's hard with zero, but you and I have talked about other examples. $50. My personal experience starting a bank with $5,000. It's there are always extenuating circumstances to that, but it takes an idea. It takes a lot of drive and saying, I'm going to do this regardless. Part of what you're doing is trying to get these students to aim higher. You can own your own business. You don't look, getting a job is a great thing. We have manufacturing here, and manufacturing is growing, but they can start a business.
So I'll share a story of a student that wanted to aim higher, but felt that she was limited, but she got there anyway.
Okay.
So this is Chelsea.
Okay.
And Chelsea wanted to start a photography business, loved photography. But if you've priced photography equipment anytime recently, you know that it's not something that you can just easily go out and drop.
Sure.
You know,
Absolutely.
for a student to drop $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 on photography equipment, it's just not going to happen. But she took advantage of an approach that we really encourage students to think about, which is bootstrapping with whatever you do have. And we actually have a competition every year that limits them to $10. So their initial investment is $10. And so with $10, she went and bought face paint. And it was right after Halloween. So at the beginning of the school year, right after Halloween, went and bought $10 worth of face paint that was on the clearance shelf. So tons of face paint. And she went to a 2-day event in her community and set up a little booth, did face painting. And she made $300 to $400 doing face painting. And she didn't stop there. She took the money and reinvested it back into more painting supplies and started doing these customized.
Presumably she's painting kids.
That's right, exactly.
Painting kids, and the parents come up and pay $5 or something.
Or $2 or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she did a lot of faces. Yeah, you do the math on that. But she took the money, reinvested it into more painting supplies, and started doing these customized guitar cases, drum cases, and focus on the local band scene in her community. And little by little, she started scaling up her ideas until by the end of the school year, and tons of sweat equity later, she had made just shy of $9,000. And at that point, she's ready to get into photography. But for a lot of our students, access to capital should not be the limiting factor. And revealing to them, again, through case studies or previous examples of students who have, from $10 worked their way up to $9,000 in order to do what they want to do.